Well, my friends, it looks like the concept of cybersecurity is going to get a lot more interesting in 2026. So this is a very curious story. So one of the things that's interesting with the whole things, the war going on in Iran right now, is basically the idea that everybody is doing propaganda. Everybody is lying. We're doing propaganda. America's doing propaganda. Iran's doing propaganda. The Middle Eastern countries are doing propaganda. Israel's doing propaganda. Everybody is doing propaganda. And it becomes very difficult to understand what the actual situation is. And so one of the things, as I always tell you folks, is don't worry so much about what people are saying. Talk is cheap. I should know. I do it every day. But look at what is actually going on. Look at where corporations are spending money. Look at where troops are being moved to and that type of deal. And so one of the things going on with the Iran war right now is that Iran has officially declared U.S. big technology companies legitimate targets. That happened last week. And after that happened, they launched missiles. And those missiles went after at least two Amazon locations and an Oracle location. Now, one of the things that we heard out of Dubai is that everything is okay. Just because Iran is launching missiles at these data centers doesn't mean that's anything that we have to worry about. Don't worry, the missile interceptors are doing their jobs. And so one of the things I talked about before is that apparently one of these data centers was hit, but it was only hit with the shrapnel from an intercepted missile, and it didn't actually do any damage. Yay! Doesn't that make you feel better? And then the curious thing is, in the real world, in the world where you can't escape into your propaganda, it does appear that two Amazon data centers are in fact hard down status. So to be clear, the Iranian missiles did not damage the data centers. They're just, they're offline. These data centers decided that they were going to take a vacation this week. That is what's really going on. And so again, this is going to be the interesting thing to be looking at, especially as a technology professional, is what happens as we become legitimate targets in the modern era of warfare. Again, as I talk about, I started off in the Army as doing electronics repair, right? If somebody had plinked me, right? I was a soldier. I was in BDUs. I was a legitimate target to be plinked. The curious thing is now, again, Starlink internet service is being used by both the Ukrainians and the Russians to kill each other. Amazon is being used in order to collect data to use for military attacks. Anthropic is being used to target, people that we dislike. Microsoft is being used to commit, ethnic cleansing and the whole nine yards. And the interesting thing now is, like, in the past, there was this idea of like military technology was for the military, supported by the military. Ergo, if somebody who supports that technology gets plinked, that's just how it goes. The curious thing is, though, what happens when normal civilians, like normal civilians, like normie civilians, are the ones that are supporting the military war machine? And what happens to these companies and the cultures? Like, think about that, right? You have so many people complaining right now in the technology world because all of these fringe benefits have disappeared. Snack bars aren't as good as they used to be. Again, work from home is being taken away, right? A couple of months ago, the worst thing that could happen to a technology professional is that they had to return to office. Now what if not only do you have to return to office, but as you return to office, you have to worry about getting plinked? And again, I laugh about that just because it's kind of funny, but it's true. It's true. What happens to your company culture when literally your employees have to worry that they're going to get plinked if they show up to the office today? It's going to be a hell of a thing. But yeah, so this is coming from, I do believe it's Tom's Hardware. Iranian missile blitz takes down AWS data centers in Bahrain and Dubai. Amazon reportedly declares hard down status for multiple zones. And do you remember, I do believe it was out of Dubai. Dubai was like, there's no problems here. No. Those missiles were intercepted. The things that hit the data center didn't really cause any actual damage. Iranian strikes on AWS data centers in Bahrain and Dubai have disrupted services that the company declared multiple zones in the region to have hard down status, meaning the affected areas are completely unavailable. AWS issued an internal memo stating that the operations in the two data centers have been disrupted and that it's working to migrate affected client workloads to other regions. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps has conducted strikes against AWS sites in the Middle East since the start of the war in early March. Quote, these two regions continue to be impaired and services should not be expected to be operating with normal levels of redundancy and resiliency, the internal memo said. We are actively working to free and reserve as much capacity as possible in the region for customers, and services should be scaled to the minimal footprint required to support customer migration. The AWS sites in the Middle East each have 3 compute zones, with both data centers reporting hard down and impaired but functioning zones. More importantly, the company said in its internal communications, quote, we do not have a timeline for when DXB and BAH will continue to normal operations. So yeah, that's a new wrinkle in this particular story. I do also think one of the other things to be thinking about, again, in this whole war zone situation, is I always talk about that whole thing of when I worked for the one company and somebody put a backhoe through the T1 line. Right, just one day, like they were doing construction down the road. They had a backhoe and they just put it through the T1 line. Right, just chopped our T1 line in half, and we were down. But here's the thing: our servers were up, our client computers were up. Our network was up. All of our systems were functioning, and all the systems back in the home office were functioning. But somebody puts a backhoe through your T1 line, and that little strand of fiber is the only thing that connects your office to the outside world. I do also think what's going to be interesting as this war continues, as it's going to continue, because we've seen this story before. We've seen this story before. Anyways, what happens when the resources these data centers depend upon in these areas become more and more degraded? Power stations get hit, communications infrastructure gets hit, that type of thing. Basically, what damage will be done to resources these data centers rely upon that might actually take these data centers down, and more data centers along with them. It'll be a curious thing to ponder. And the thing to think about going into the future, right, is the Middle East, for whatever reason, they really like the AI fraud BS. And so one of the things they've been doing is they've been funding a lot of these AI data centers. One of the biggest growth areas in the Middle East is building out AI data centers. Now that if you put your data center in the Middle East, Iran or somebody else might try to plink it with missiles or whatever. Is that actually a secure place to put it in? Again, we talk about risk mitigation strategies. Do you want thousands or tens of thousands of your $40,000 NVIDIA GPUs sitting in a zone that has a random chance of missile attack? Oh, again, it's gonna be interesting to see how all this works out, especially with the world of technology and how we think about designing infrastructure going into the future. What this all means and how far this goes. Again, we see this with the Trump administration. Trump keeps saying we won the war, and then there's a whole bunch of attacks, and then he says we won the war, and there's a whole bunch of attacks, and then he says we won the war. We're 5 weeks into this idiocy. What does this look like 5 months into this idiocy? And one of the big things to really be thinking about here with this whole thing is, with U.S. Army officers, U.S. Army personnel, literally putting this in the terms of a religious war, right? This has been well reported that many officers believe, whatever. This is the fight against Christians and Muslims. Again, this is actually in the U.S. military being promulgated. What happens if there's a fatwa, or what happens if there's a decree that comes out basically from the Islamic side, the Muslim side, saying that this is a war for civilization? Ergo, any true believer needs to go out and quash big tech, Like what happens if big tech becomes the actual target of a war, of a global war, a asymmetric global war? Anyways, I know I say these things. I say these things. Everybody giggles. Everybody laughs. Everybody's like, "Oh, ha! Look how melodramatic you like the computer guy is," and then shit blows up. So I'm just putting this on the table. I'm just putting this on the table. It's called foreshadowing. It's called foreshadowing. It's called spoilers. Spoilers. Anyways, so what do you think about this? What do you think about with AWS data centers being taken down, apparently, by Iranian missiles, one way or the other? What do you think this is going to do? Again, as this Iran war goes into the 5-month mark, the 6-month mark, how far do you think this will spread? When the entire American establishment comes out and says our superpower, our major strength is big tech, how long do you think before big tech becomes the legitimate target, right? If Trump is okay bombing a $400 billion bridge in Tehran, why shouldn't they bomb a $1 billion data center in somewhere else? Anyways, some things to ponder, some things to think about. Put your thoughts down below, and I'll see y'all later.